This one is called a microphone. So we'll be using that one. No. You talk over now. What?
At least take a seat when you're done. If you have any
so which motion are you doing? Motion?
It's not a question. Should not be a question.
Should be a question.
Should be a point.
Nani nimepatia mic? Ndio mic hapa.
Wewe uko na
Bana.
1 2 1 2 mic testing 3 4.
Nasi ndio hiyo. Sikia vile kuna kelele.
Siku kuna kelele wewe. Who is spiritual inside here? Nani ako spiritual? Nobody is spiritual.
Hiyo motion inafanya motion. Sisi wali point. Kama ni education should shift to
Kidio huko juu ya meza ile.
sasa mna oppose
Before you answer.
mna oppose wana propose it should not
It should.
sasa motion haifai kuwa ati you already sisi wote tuna propose so equal to point it should not it should
Ishaanza na. Tulia usianze. You refer to me as Mr. Speaker. Sir. Mr. Speaker, sir. Honorable member. Honorable member. Respect is upheld.
get to know when you know oppose on a focus
when you know oppose
Wanna oppose?
when you wana oppose wanafaa kukao.
yes
Those are
can't really arrange.
Oh, you will oppose. You oppose. Juu ya meza. Ile meza kubwa. Hapo oh yeah, you're just a minute now. Ni wanaume bana
we can still because smooth or not your connection. Then see you are free to begin. Time maintain time. 40 minutes will be be able to test. Next time you organize test.
Good morning. Good morning once again. Welcome to Databurn first edition debate. I believe that today, as you are sitting here, you know that we are going to discuss the motion education curriculum should shift to a fully digital curriculum. We should shift to a fully digital curriculum. It goes without saying that present world itself, we are to the proposers.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Austin Onyango, and I'm here by today to propose the motion that goes schools should fully what is the motion again?
Should fully shift.
Should fully shift to digital curriculum.
Yes.
E-learning has become a global norm today in our world today. E-learning, since students can fit and engage in multimedia content and learning materials at any convenient time. So e-learning has enabled students to easily fit and engage in multimedia content and learning materials at any convenient time. Thank you.
That was a point on the proposer side. Point on the proposer side.
Good morning. Good morning, honorable members.
Good morning.
Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm Honorable Anthony. I'm here to oppose the motion that says education should shift to using technology. Mr. Speaker, not every child in Kenya, as we all know, has a phone. Ama venye tunasemanga tenje. Si kila mtu anaweza access your stuff na Mr. Speaker, my first time to use YouTube was in 2017. Mr. Speaker, 2017 YouTube ilikuwa ishaundwa, si ndio? Si ndio, honorable members?
Yes.
So people like me kilikuwa kimeturamba all that while na kuna watu wali benefit wakisomea YouTube. So Mr. Speaker, I am going to oppose the motion because it is affecting people, especially the people from the poor backgrounds. They are not able to access phones, computers, and the rest. So yeah, thank you.
A point on the opposer side, now a point on the proposer side.
Okay, my name is Cheryl Jan, and I'm going to propose the motion and say that digital curriculum has brought good in that students are able to learn in an enjoyable manner. If in an instance when students are brought to a visual platform, for example the projectors, the students will be able to learn through seeing, which enhances learning process. Yeah, so it has enhanced the visual learning process that has enabled most students to learn through it, because some students are not able to learn through books, or they're not able to access the book. So the visual learning process has enabled some students to enhance their knowledge and retain their content. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Honorable Chantel. I would like to oppose the motion that my sister Cheryl has just said. First of all, I have a question. Unasema kusoma online inafanya like different students wanasoma, si ndio? Lakini hao students wanajuana kweli? Like wanajuana vizuri, hawajuani, si ndio?
Thank you for bringing another point through that you are opposing. Yeah, right. Yeah, you have enabled me realize that through it, students have enabled themselves to collaborate and communicate through each other. It isn't communication. So different students will be able to interact, and that is efficient for our lives nowadays. Yeah, it has brought interaction.
But hiyo interaction, ukicompare na yenye inakwanga class, which one is better? Interaction ya class is way better than that of a computer. Juu mnakaa chini for a period of time, mna spend time together pamoja, like physically, mnakuja kujuana.
So you see, at some point, people are not able to interact with each other one-on-one. Maybe someone, let's say I am in Rongo town and another person is in Nairobi, and we are not able to access to be with each other. So the technology has enabled us to interact through the online classes. Though we are not interacting one-on-one, but we'll still interact through the online classes, even though we are far apart. Yes.
So we are a point of this side now. Let us go to this side. We have a point.
Mr. Speaker, sir,
Yes.
before I convey my point, I'd like to ask a question. You say they go online just for the reason of learning. You say those students go online just to learn. So when do they find that time to interact? I'd like you to answer that question, or else that point, I don't think it is suitable for this meeting. Thank you.
So they find to interact through chatting, I guess. If I may ask you, yeah,
Clearly, you've said that they just go online for the. Let's take
Yeah.
a good case example, Zoom. I've been attending a lot of meetings through that website. I don't advise it for young learners, especially in our country.
why?
This is because this may lead to loneliness. That students don't know each other; they just know their teacher. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
So that means that you should switch sides. Thank you.
No, I won't. I'll still remain to my point. It has enabled.
But I've opposed it and I've showed you in all possible ways that it is wrong and it is not good for the society.
No, you should state the effects. What does each brought her? Yani imekuletea harm gani kwako? The effect it has brought to you.
The effect is that, let's say some students, the only chance they get to interact with people of their age is by going to school, being with them, yes? You understand that, Cynthia? But take a case scenario. Some parents are strict. They don't let their children get out of their house. Let's say a rich parent is the one who can afford Wi-Fi, stuff like that, Cynthia? Yeah, the parent has a 6-meter wall. The child will not get and as a watchman, security guards, and does not allow the child to move out. In that the parent may be insecure or scared that the child might get hurt outside. So the child only gets online for his classes, and when he or she does, let's say interacts, or the teacher in those meetings, there's it can be set up in a way that only the one person can speak, that is the teacher, which that is mostly used in schools since learners may tend to disrupt lessons sometimes. You know that, and you agree. So don't ask me a question. So what I'm saying, let me finish, ma'am. What I'm saying, your point is wrong in all kinds of ways.
No.
Thank you, and I'd like to rest my case there.
No.
If you have another question, I'll be more than happy to meet you outside. Thank you.
Effects. Like I'm talking about effects. Like effect imekuletea.
I'm talking about defect. Like the defect imeniletea. Ile inaniuma. Is that this student has been home. Let's say LaSalle International School has decided to put up only online classes, no physical classes, right? This one leads to a case where I don't know my classmates and they don't know me. I just know the teacher. They'll just see my name in the results score. You see my point? So there's limited interaction between classmates. Thank you.
So you see, everything has an advantage and a disadvantage. So yours is a disadvantage, and mine will still remain. It's an advantage. It has enabled you to interact with someone far away from you. That's my point. Yes, thank you.
What I'm saying is, without electronics, we'll interact with more people than when there is electronic. In a class, you interact with a class of 87. When okay, are you uncomfortable or should I continue?
Continue.
Nice. So, what was I? I'm saying that what you're saying is completely wrong. And don't take this personally.
No, I'm not taking it personally.
Okay, thank you. I hope we'll continue this later.
Yeah, thank you very much on that side. Now let's have a point on this side. A point on this side.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My point is that
Introduction, please.
I'm Danish Vincent.
Mm.
My point is that social technology should not be brought up in the current curriculum because it leads to social health hazards. Like, so when somebody uses a phone for a long time, he can strain eziona vizuri, like inamharibu macho, na pia the heat from the phone is told that it brings cancer. That we are told from the honorable speaker himself. Yeah, so thank you.
Uh-huh. You want to object whatever he said, or you want to give a point?
Want to object?
You want to object?
Yes.
Okay.
My name is Valentin Otieno. I beg to decipher from what he said. First, I have a question. Do you use the phone 24/7 or you just use it for lessons? Because from what I know is that overuse of the phone, and when you are addicted to the phone, like use it 24/7, it is when you will have the effects. Thank you.
Okay. So kwanza hata sahii shuleni sasa tutumii simu, natumia books. Sasa hii books bado mtapewa homework and you'll have to read more and research more in extra time. Sasa kama ni simu lazima utaitumia extra time to do your homeworks, to do extra research. So leading to straining, inaharibu macho and all that. Yeah, thank you.
And again, you spoke about cancer. I beg to know the type of cancer that you were speaking about, because from where I stand, from my point of view, I've never heard of such cancer from
From this same institution, since I joined, we've been taught many things, and things we've been taught here are not lies, right? So the heat from the phone produces heat. Sindo inatoa heat hiyo time it's overused or something like that. So this is duly to boys. Mnapenda kuweka simu kwa mfuko. So your heat, when it interacts with the body, it brings thigh cancer. I don't know, it's haijasikika mara moja lakini iko. Yeah, that's all I know.
Yes, you talked about the cancer. But from the same institution, I think you are taught about precautions you should take. That means that you are ignorant of what you are taught.
What my honorable member and brother, I've known him for a long time now, he's trying to say is that the cases of the cancer are rare, but they're not impossible. You might not be cautious enough to be safe. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Yes. But you don't know what I'm saying. Let me expound on the matter. I'm saying that my honorable member here said that it can cause cancer. You see, when you have been using your phone, I believe you are supporting the motion, so you have been taking online lessons and stuff like that. You have that's a yes or no answer, my honorable member. You said okay. What I'm trying to say is, it is possible, but it is there in rare situation. In that, the rays that are emitted from the phones are not of short wavelength and of high frequencies. But it is possible just to get to contract the cancer, especially the skin on the thigh. Okay, after using your phone, where do you put it? You might put it sometimes in your pocket. Some people put it under the pillow when they sleep or next to the bed. Other phones emit large amounts of heat, I'd not like to say names of company on the air, but it is possible. Thank you.
From what I've just said, it seems that you've not heard my point.
I've heard your point clearly.
I was saying, from the institution that you say that we're taught of the cancer thing. First, he talked of the eye cancer, which he has not mentioned.
My friend has not mentioned the eye cancer. He has said, let me expound on that too, that electronics, case scenario, your phone, your laptop, your computer emit blue light. These are rays of very low frequencies, but they affect the eyesight. If you use your phone, your laptop in a dark room, when you get back outside, you'll see it's different than before you used the laptop. Most of you have done that. It is wrong. It affects your vision. Thank you. Negatively, I mean.
I have an objection to that point.
Object, my friend.
E-learning is the greener option. You see, the Open University in Britain shows that 90% less of carbon 4 emissions in online than compared to traditional learning methods in person. As in taking, for example, you are attending a class in person, just the way we are in primary school. You find that many liters are being thrown when you attend classes. There's so many liters being dumped everywhere in classroom. That is affecting the health of the students.
Let me tell you, my friend, that statistically speaking, you might be correct. I'm not saying you're correct. When you are at home, you can also litter. You can also throw plastics down there. When, let's say you have an emergency meeting in class. You're there, you are taking a bottle of soda from a plastic bottle. You might sit in your house under a tree or just inside the house and you put it in the rubbish pit. This litter must go out. It does not mean that it will be disposed well. On issues of transport, a person can reduce carbon 4 emission when going to school by bus. In that, when each person takes his or her own car to school, there will be more carbon emission. But when they use one bus, there is less. You see what I'm telling you? But on that also, people can also bike to school. People can walk to school. In your home area, in my home area, I mean, most schools lack school buses. I'm not saying that all of them lack. So most students walk to school if they don't board. Are you feeling what I'm saying though? Thank you, Your Honor.
Those were some very pregnant points. I am liking the discussion. So, going forward, make sure you introduce yourself so that we know you. So, for example, Austin, you have finished the proposal side, but I would like that we switch to the proposal side so that they also give us another point before we come back.
Okay. My points are on the standing to propose the motion is that schools should switch to a more digital way of doing things, in which this will help in saving on cash, which they will use to do buy things like textbooks, books, to get notes from them, in which the money they will save from this buying of things issue, they will use in other constructive things in schools. Thank you.
I'd like to object that point also. You have said they reduce the use of money. Have you thought about how the reduction of that use of money is affecting the community? Let's say, case scenario, one teacher teaches over 4,000 students in that they're doing it online. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Okay, these 4,000 teachers, of these 4,000 students, as you know, the teacher to student ratio of our country should be 1 to 50, senior. but when it is 4,000, trust me, 4,000, how many people lack employment due to that? From a rational point of view, that's all I'm saying. Do you like to add something?
Mr. Speaker, sir, I'd like to second him. When he's saying that they're saving money saving money when you're not buying textbooks. Mr. Speaker, one textbook is 500 shillings. Right.
Okay.
In high school, let's say we are doing 8 subjects. Yeah, so we need 8. 500 times 8, that is around
500 times 8.
that
is around 4,000.
4,000, right.
4,000, yeah.
Mr. Speaker, what is the cost of one phone?
The cost of one phone.
Yes, I'm asking my honorable member here.
A smartphone or these things that we usually...
Smartphone.
Oh, okay.
A smartphone. Yes,
Smartphone.
the one that can accommodate Zoom. What is the cost of one phone? Please answer. What is the cost of one phone?
I believe that you know the cost of one phone, so I don't need to remind you of the cost of one phone.
The
Give
cost...
your sister to assist you.
Yeah, so the cost of a phone, I know it's expensive, but according to this our generation, there is what you call the government. Yeah. I know that the government can't buy your phone personally, but they try to buy digital gadgets that help the students. For instance, the CBC students, the government has provided almost like they have been provided laptops for learning. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, it is utmost ignominy for someone to lie.
No, I'm not lying.
This is lying, Mr. Speaker. Hii ni uongo. Mr. Speaker, hii ni uongo. Let me tell you, what the government is doing with CBC is not to provide technological education. It's helping them to enter a career earlier, unaona. Si kama sisi watu tulifanya biology na ikuwa na maana, unaona. That's what they are doing. So, mimi shule yenye nilitoka, Mr. Speaker, sawa. Nilienda huko juzi. Mimi sikupata laptops. Sasa hizi laptops zinaenda wapi? Kwetu mahali nimetoka huko Ushago, hakuna laptops.
So,
Mr. Speaker, we are going very far. Rongo primary here. Should we go? Mr. Speaker, should we go? Rongo primary. So, Mr. Speaker, when you're switching from practical to technology, we are really affecting a lot of people. That is what we are trying to say. We are not talking about Zoom because when you're talking about technology, mwalimu anaweza kuwa na project notes, si ndio? Sasa huko Ushago, stima hapa Rongo inapoteanga kila usiku na inarudi saa 6. Sasa kutoka asubuhi hadi saa 6 inamaanisha watoto hawatasoma unless kuna generator, which not every school will afford. Please say something.
Apart from your point, I beg to differ from my friend's point over there.
So we have won that point. Mr. Speaker, please record that one. Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes, ask.
How can the students who go to school in times of calamities like floods or even outbreak of viruses like coronavirus, how
Actually, things like that
how can they access?
see vitu hizo zimefanyika before. They have happened before, but still education is going on.
Mr. Speaker.
Education, yes, you have said well, education is going on. How is the education going on? And yes, they are not attending.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In terms of virus and whatever calamities, coronavirus, Mr. Honorable Member, my friend, ujaisikia kitu inaitwa social distance? Si class ulikuwa unakaa pale na mwingine pale na mwingine pale na watu wanasoma. Si kulikuwa na mask, si kulikuwa na gloves. Si kila mtu alikuwa anasoma. Si kila mtu alikuwa anasoma.
And how,
Mr. Speaker, hii point iko kwa mfuko.
excuse no. How do you think that those masks and gloves came about? Like walizitengeneza aje without the technology?
Okay, the technology we are talking about here is about education. Tukianza technology hadi magari tutaingililia tuamalize.
No, like umesema ati sijui mtu
The deviating from the point is
whatever through the technology, ndio maana hizo mask ndio zimekuja.
Honorable members, the discussion is really lively in terms of I suggest that we continue, but before we continue, there are some of us who have not delivered their points.
Yes.
Mr. I believe Mr. or Miss, you can have something to say. You can have something to say.
I would like to add a point. Schools should not switch to a digital curriculum. Juu it doesn't enhance teacher-student relationship. Unaelewa kenye nasema. Ile like niko hapa natumia laptop, teacher ako Kisumu. Chana nifunza hapa, maybe hata sijaelewa kitu na pia ni ule mwenye ako na haraka. Anataka amalize hii topic haraka, maybe aende afunze mtu mwingine. Na uwezi pia muestia hiyo time, utafanyaje?
See, thank you Mr. Speaker sir. I am Otieno Merita. I want to oppose I want to attack. So you're saying the matter of relationship, how they can relate, as in ujaelewa amekufundisha, unataka kumuuliza swali. See, you're allowed to, in the process of learning, you're allowed to ask a question.
Acha nikwambie kuna walimu wengine most of them hawataki.
Sasa
Speaking from experience, kuna walimu online walai uwezi mwestia mwalimu time ati maybe like concept ya maths ni question gani nasumbanga tu, 3D nasumbanga watu sana.
So nikuulize, unasema hutaki kusumbua mwalimu, si ndio? Na si wewe ndo unalipa anakufundisha. Kuna walimu wengine unaweza enda uwafundishe. Sasa kama unaona huyo understand uelewi.
As vile huyu alisema, a teacher can be teaching 4,000 students. So watu wangapi wataelewa? Si kila mtu ataelewa. So like seriously. So hadi 1,000 pekee. Ratio kiasi sana. 1,000 pekee hawajaelewa. Kila mtu anataka kuuliza mwalimu, atajibu nani aache nani.
So
kila mtu ana different thing yenye hajaelewa. Si same thing.
So can I ask, are you not allowed to look for another teacher? There are many teachers that are technically
my friend,
specialized.
My honorable friend, you just said that this one teacher teaches 4,000 people, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've paid this person to teach you. The person should do his or her job. Personally, your child has not understood. There are more children out there that have not. Maybe the teachers, students have not. Most of them have not understood. Let's say this person works in a schedule. He has scheduled meeting with different classes. He takes a class from 8 to 10, another one from 8 to 12, another one from 12 to 2. Are you getting what I'm saying? So what time will this student get to contact this teacher? The teacher also has to rest. You can't just be teaching. You can't be looking at screens for like 6 hours a day. That's wrong. That's harmful to your health. Are you feeling what I'm saying? Please say yes, because I know you are.
So, I cannot say yes and I don't agree. So, you are saying the teacher has no time to work special.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are a lot of students. Okay, you have 1,000 people. Can you deal with each one by one if they have a question in a day?
Yeah, see, that's your work.
This person is a teacher. This person, okay. In Kenya, a teacher has how many hours a week to teach? Calculate. You are an honorable member. You have schools in your place.
As in the whole day, you're how many hours?
In a week. Okay.
See, it's according to the timetable. See,
there is a timetable provided by the government.
Yeah.
You should know this thing.
I know.
70 hours a week. Okay. A week has how many hours? I want to calculate this with you, my friend.
A week. We start from a day. 24.
24. Calculate.
5
5 days school week times 5. Don't do that. Times 5. 50. Minus 12 because the teacher has to sleep. Working hours in Kenya are from 7 to 4. 7 to 4. Take that time limit. A teacher has to ask his break. The person has to eat. You cannot work with 4,000 students. That is why I'm saying physical learning is better, because you will work with the ratio 1 to 50. That's why Kenya as a country is employing more teachers. Me personally, my mother is an educator. So trust me, we speak on this kind of matter time to time. I'm not just representing things that I don't know. Thank you. I'd like to rest my case there.
Okay, I want to contradict what you just said. From your point of view, it seems that you are speaking from a statistic which was done in the 20th century. We are in the 21st century. The ratio of 1 to 50 is outgone. Now, I'm not through, my friend. Relax. The ratio of 1 to 50 is outdated, and we are moving with technology, my friend. Now, I think you need to update your data on that.
Can your local school access that technology?
Relax, my friend.
Why are you shaking when I ask you that kind of question? Be confident, my friend.
My friend, that one is genes.
Yes, okay.
You can't control something to do with genes and hormones.
That also happens when someone is telling lies. The study was taken by Harvard University. You can confirm with your phone.
It seems that your biology is poor, my friend.
No,
genes.
I'm speaking on statistics.
Genes and anxieties are two different things.
Okay,
honorable members. We are all honorable members in this room, and respect is paramount. Me and the moderator, we totally agree. So kindly, when we are addressing an issue, address the issue to me, via me, to the honorable. I can take a bad insult, but kindly let us all be respectful in this chamber. From that, you still have something to say, Honorable Lou. You want to withdraw your statement. Also apologize.
Excuse me, Mr. Speaker.
I want to apologize to my member, my honorable friend. I hope that after this we'll sit down and drink bottles of soda and pop champagne, if you know what I mean. Thank you. I hope that point has been passed.
Excuse me, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
I have an objection yet again. You see, students who are serious can go further and use the online means to gain knowledge and skills. For example, how can you teach a student the internal structure of the earth without showing him how the internal structure of the earth looks like? So you have to use technology, YouTube tutorials, you see. Yeah, I rest my case, Mr. Speaker.
Before you continue, wait first. Wait first. Hold it.
Wait, can you pardon your point?
Just said, students who are serious, want to gather more information, can easily access the online and search for more tutorials. For example, how can a teacher teach the student the internal structure of the earth? A student must know how the internal structure of the earth looks like. A teacher cannot teach how the internal structure looks like by just drawing on the blackboard. He has to use the e-learning means, that is through YouTube tutorials.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to second what he's just said. With this our generation, right now, we believe by seeing what we are being taught. But some of our teachers are not good in doing the drawing of the thing. they just sketch and that's all. Like, I believe in your schools, you use something like projectors to do it also. That one helps you in memorizing what you've just been taught. Because with this our generation, we believe by seeing, and even our memory, it depends on what we see, not what you hear. Like, you cannot, when you have a TV and a radio, you'll prefer what you see on the TV, but not use a radio. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I would like to object to my two honorable members by saying yes. Nizasemaje, like kila mtu ako serious kivyake. Sasa nikuulize, ule mtu mwenye ako Turkana saa hivi venye tunaongea tu hivi saa hii, ako serious, ameshika, yani ako so intrigued kwa hiyo topic ya geography ya rocks, seme to rocks, ama the internal processing of the earth syndrome. Na anataka kujua nini, what else happens. Si textbooks ziko hapo. There are textbooks, yani kuna textbooks zimeletwa saa hizi ziko na drawings za kila kitu. Mtu aturukana saa hii ana hiyo computer yenye inaweza msaidia aanze kusearch ati mara sijui kuna venye internal forming processes zinaformiwa. That's why the textbooks were invented. The free textbooks from the government zimepelekwa kwao. Ziko na hizo drawings hapo yenye mwalimu anaweza explain step to step venye hizo vitu zinaformiwa.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to contradict what my fellow honorable has just said. My friend, I want to tell you that there are different kinds of students, different categories of students. There are those who, from the theory, they can memorize and understand what they are being taught. But a larger percentage of students nowadays, you have to see, the process. They depend on what they see, so that they, even seeing help us to memorize on what we have been taught.
Kini. So as I was saying, ndio maana nimesema kuna textbooks. The textbooks have diagram from the beginning of the process to the end, step by step. Na hizo diagrams kuna wenye wanakuanga na photographic memory, wanaishika hivyo venye iko. Then za kuexplain anaisoma tu pole hadi anaelewa. Hivyo tu.
To contradict what the fellow honorable has just said. In this generation, we believe in seeing. Like, with the textbook with the pictures, that one is theory. Like volcanic eruption, that the textbook expound on the process, how the process is taking place. Like the diagrams, this is how this goes, without speaking of brief explanation or even the overquote description of it. With the technology, you can, when you access the YouTube things and whatsoever, you'll see this thing goes from this point, from underground, this thing happens, and will help you to memorize.
I have a question. No offense, lakini. Ulifanya geography high school?
Yes, of course.
Sure, ulifanya geography high school. Ulisoma textbook ya KLB geography. KLB geography explain everything from the beginning to the end. Hakuna kitu imemisiwa hapo. Everything step by step processes. Hadi mwalimu ako hapo anakuexplainia further.
Excuse. There's a Chinese saying that goes, I see, I believe. In seeing, you believe. You see? That is why the government of Kenya is today introducing the competence-based curriculum to enhance the digital learning.
But you CBC may come late. You see, you believe, yes, na agree na your point. Lakini sasa, okay, assume sahi tuko Turkana sahi. Una option, una otherwise, lazima ufuate kenye imeandikwa kwa kitabu. Bado utatoka Turkana uende seme Nairobi ndio ujue hizo vitu. You have to believe with what is there. itabidi uadapt na hiyo kitu iko hapo juu. There is no difference whether umeona online, whether umesoma, it's still the same thing. Kwanza na prefer mwenye amesoma juu there are more things zenye ziko hapo kwa books in writing than in the videos zenye unaona.
Okay, I want to second the contradiction. You say it's by use of books, you know. Where are the books, as in the diagrams, everything in the book from, if not technology?
Si ndio hiyo?
It's from technology that the books are, the diagrams zimetoka,
Excuse me?
writings, everything is from technology.
I pardon me, please. The thing is, we were talking on advantages of technology in school, not in factories where we make books.
It is the schools that are from those factories, they make things used in schools.
So like books zinasaidia wenye hawana technology. Let's explain aje.
Before explaining,
like
or explain.
Yes, ilitolewa kwa internet.
Yes, ndio.
Sasa mwenye aliandika hii book, aliandika akijua there is somebody somewhere atapata hiyo technology ya kuiona. So yeye akamwekea like easier aipate. Akamwandikia kila kitu from the beginning to the end ndio aelewe. Sasa ule mwenye anaona ni the same na mwenye anaisoma. There is no difference there.
Mr. Speaker, I beg to not decipher, to contradict what she has just said. My friend, I think you've just forgotten of my statement earlier. There are different categories of students. Those who believe from seeing, there are those students who are sharp. They just read it and they get it. But not everyone is sharp. I think you know that. That's why the national school, extra county schools, up to the county schools. And from another point is that not everyone is in Turkana. Even you know that. Even you know that not everyone will go to heaven. So you know that. I believe you are a Christian. Now, if you're in Turkana, I think you'll just need to adapt with the technology how it's going. Even in the late 1989, when the 844 education began, not everyone was able to adopt to that education system. But with time, everyone adapted to the system until everyone now was in the system, and now the education system is changed. I believe you get my point. Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, sir, allow me to speak to my honorable member here. First, Mr. Speaker, in a book, let me give him an example. In case you see biology, 2024 paper 2, there was a question, I think it was number 5 something, 5. The question, there was a bone drawn there. A bone. And the question, part A, was identify the type of bone. Mr. Speaker, the answer was? Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, sir, I've forgotten, but Mr. Speaker, Axis, thank you very much, Axis. Actually, I failed. Mr. Speaker, when you go to KLB, book 4, on the topic of support, somewhere there, the KLB book is written not for sale, property of the government of Kenya, right? So that means every secondary school in Kenya has that book. Yes. Mr. Speaker, when you open on the point where Axis is being talked about, there is figure 15 point something of 0.9 of that topic. Yes. The bone was drawn there, right? Yes. The bone was drawn there. That is the same picture that came in the exams. That is the same picture that is in my mind. And if by any chance I become a doctor and I go to the hospital and I'm told to do an operation on the spinal cord, I will also see it the way it is written, it is drawn in the book. So right, Mr. Big? Yes. So, so Mr. Speaker, I am not understanding what these men are saying and women here when they say that seeing is believing. I can see the bone. Do I need to project it there? And when they project, don't they project the textbook?
The same thing.
The same thing that is being projected is what you are seeing there, right? Okay. And then, Mr. Speaker, another thing, they are saying that the books don't explain well. Mr. Speaker, with utmost respect, let me ask my honorable members here. Kindly
Wait. Visual learning. You want to see what? Let's say you want to see folding. Can you see how mountains fall? Like,
Yeah.
how?
And I,
Sure.
I mean,
Sure.
network or internet.
The evidence.
Like it's vivid.
What I can say,
They show
what I
how
can
it
say,
happens.
the evidence is overwhelming. Yet you need a proof. I'll close this by adding my point, since I will not like further questions. My point will be, okay, I'm opposing the motion, so my point will be, face to face. E-learning has reduced face-to-face interaction. Teachers, teachers don't interact like with the student directly. You have to go through a process. You have to call the person. Let's say a student has lower grades, the teacher has to call this person. He cannot like come to him directly, and this also, due to this, most students do not also participate in games. You see, we also go to school to play. I hope you know that. Extra co-curriculum activity. As my honorable member said, your honor, sir, your His Excellency, Mr. Speaker, sir, what I'd like to say is that this debate should continue, and we should try to show the ignorant people. I'm not saying you're ignorant in the society. I'm sorry if you feel that way. If you feel that I've said that, like that, those ignorant in the society, that they are those who cannot get these devices, should also check how those who cannot access the devices can get books and stuff like that, and children from poor backgrounds can also find a chance to learn. Thank you. I rest my case.
Mr. Speaker, before
You are supposed to be concluding.
before you conclude, I beg to oppose what he's just said.
About, he has said a lot of things.
The last point of
encouraging people to
that co-curricular. Yes.
Yes.
We have got students with low self-esteem. But not everyone has high self-esteem. I believe you know that. With technology, you can access the tutoring on how to play games, train in dancing, the things to do with that. You don't need to go to school so that you can play.
Okay.
I believe
Okay.
I believe at home you have neighbors. You play. You are even my neighbor. I always see you play football with your neighbors. Do you need to go to school so that you can play that football?
Yes, you're proving my point that we don't need e-learning. You're just proving my point. We need to be in contact. Football is a team play. You need a team to play. You cannot play with your classmate while you are in Rongo, is somewhere in the Burj Khalifa there in Dubai. It's not possible, surely.
I'm speaking of when you are at home.
We are speaking of school. The motion was strict school. Was learning, not home. We don't. Okay.
Digital learning. Where do you carry out the digital learning?
Do
you go to school
you can learn everywhere,
that you can do the digital learning?
You can learn everywhere, but you cannot learn. You cannot learn a team play. Well, you cannot practice a team play. You after learning, you have to practice. You cannot practice a team play while you are alone. Are you feeling my point?
My fellow 100. Do you read 24/7? You undertake lesson at 24/7. I believe you've had this say of too much work
and
like
less.
Jack a dull boy.
In school, that's why there is games time in school. That's why it's better to be physical than to learn through the internet.
My friend,
you're just proving my point, sir. You can continue. I like how this is going.
My friend, I beg to inform you that from this place you need to go and check on debating skills. It seems that your neighbor time to speak.
Speak kindly.
That makes you rather poor.
If I may ask, you are a football fan, isn't it?
No, I'm not a football fan.
But you're playing.
I play handball. I don't play football.
They are
By him say that shows how great of a liar he is by saying he sees me playing football daily.
so there
But
are some
I understand sports.
football fans here who are nani football fan.
All boys are football fans. I guess you can say
And how many of you do play football on the phones? Like there's an app known as the eFootball app. Like students get to play through the eFootball app. Umesema ti lazima utrain kama mmeshikana. Like bado si unaweza train tu kwa phone ukiplay.
I understand. That is not physical. You know, the one advantage of playing, and let us not indulge here, it makes you stronger, it's healthy. But while you are playing on your phone, you'll become, okay, this might lead to obese. Have you heard of obesity?
So when you play next to this one, you will be healthy.
No, you won't be healthy. When you run around in the field.
You say that you will be healthy when you play next to
No. Physically, it's a physical activity. If football is a grace to soccer, my honorable, it's a disgrace to soccer, my honorable.
Yeah, so you see, there's some disabled people. They don't have legs to play those football, so they have their hands. They'll have to play the football game in the phone.
There are leagues that those people also indulge. I can show you in your phone. Mm-hmm. There are league that they play, so the disabled people.
The physical thing doesn't bring at a point.
It brings.
You can play on your phone. If you don't have legs, you have your hands. You can play on the phone, and you'll have fun.
It's also about fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to play, but it also attracts health issues.
Thing,
your friend has said that you observed and taking. So let me finish kindly.
Okay, finish.
You say it's no point. Yeah. I say that the physical thing brings a huge point in that. Let's say there's a league for the disabled, football, even basketball team. The Kenyan basketball for the disabled team, they hosted a game last month maybe. You follow basketball, we were there with you. So those who do not have legs, as you have said, I quote what you have said exactly. Mm-hmm. They can also engage in this.
Okay, there are also some people that have a low self-esteem, like they fear the crowds. Being physical is like they're known as the introverts, I guess. Like it's so disgusting to them, so they prefer the phones, the digital curriculum. They'll still play there and still have fun. That's my point. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was deliverance of points. We have seen both sides. We have monitored both sides. Moderator will communicate. There is something that we should know as far as digital curriculum is concerned. Schools. The government is not ignorant. It's never ignorant. You do realize that even in our schools as we speak, we do have digital curriculums. The KICD, the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, at one point developed what is called DigiSchool, where they offered tablets, laptops, all kinds of digital devices to schools. I'm not saying that I'm supporting, but I can tell you free of charge that students ended up misusing those very gadgets. They ended up misusing those very gadgets. In schools, they accessed inappropriate sites. They started gaining knowledge that they should not have gained. All proved vanity for the government. But we cannot withdraw the fact that some students who are committed to education and excellence, they went ahead, took advantage of that very much opportunity that the KICD put in place. Intellectual capability grown, they went ahead and improved themselves, both psychologically, physically, mentally. So digital curriculum can be switched to. But then, can we still forget the goodness of physical instruction? Can we still forget what is called one-on-one counter with the teacher? Can we still forget what is called books? There is what is called books. Today you will find it very difficult. Even me, I was reading Audacity of Hope by Barack Obama. I was reading on my phone. So the mean that even now we have made the book companies very much poor, because to find a human being having a book and reading it like this is now difficult in the present world. Very much difficult. We have become so lazy. Digital curriculum has made us lazy. We cannot buy things that are there for free. The books are there for free, my friends. They are there for free. The government has made it accessible for all Kenyans. And believe me, reading a book on one-on-one is very much advantageous rather than reading a book online. There is physical